I'm Timothy State, and when I'm in Palm Springs, I live at 425 East Floor Circle. And with this virtual background here, of course, though, I am coming to you from Chicago. I hope this message finds you well and all of your family and loved ones safe and healthy too. Today, I wanted to talk to you, though, about our new website, which is going live, and also walk you through how to create a login, as well as point out a few of the user functions and features of the new system. This is all information that the Board of Directors and I had hoped to share with you at our March community meeting, but unfortunately, the coronavirus had other plans for all of us. Before I dive into the website, though, I did want to just do a special shout out to Vincent Bartz, Kathy Diamond, and Gary Diamond, who all helped me to evaluate the website, the platform that we have contracted with and are using, as well as just sort of look at the competitive landscape out there. Together, we selected condosites.net as the platform to use. It is designed specifically for volunteer-managed communities like ours. And the scale and the features, the functionality is all user-friendly. There is no need for a degree in web programming in order to use the site or even administer the site. And certainly the contract price point is well within the scope of our budget. So thank you to Vincent, Kathy, and Gary, who helped to do the groundwork to get this project moving forward. The purpose of our site is to serve a number of different communications functions. And the hope is that it's really going to be a communications portal and a communications hub, a place where we can store all of the HOA records and also easily communicate information and updates about board activities and what's happening in the community. Now, over time, the great thing about this system is that it's going to be a wonderful archive of all of our documents and records for not just board members, but also the whole community. And as we have new members who move into the community and join Canyon View Estates HOA 3, they'll be able to go through this website and get a sense of our past and the background and our history as well. So with that, I'm going to take a few minutes to walk you through it. So I'm going to share my screen here. And one of the great features of it is that it's very easy to use. And so the first step in order to view the website is that you're going to want to navigate your browser to canyonviewestates3.com. And so you can see that here in the URL, up here at the taskbar at the top, canyonviewestates3.com. Now, this is going to take you to our public landing page here. And so anyone can view this in the public. And so we've created sort of a little welcome and an overview to establish that we're Canyon View Estates HOA 3. And we've got this lovely sketch of one of the conceptual sketches by William Kreisel, for his original design of the community. And even the logo here, we've been able to find the logo on one of the original ads promoting Canyon View Estates in the mid-60s, and have just simply updated it for today. And of course, I mean, we've got wonderful architecture here in Canyon View Estates, but it's really the people here that make our community magic. And so I think it's fitting that we have a photo here of our Grand Canyon View Estates, some of our Grand Canyon View Estates committee members. Now, the other thing here that is we have the ability to push links on the main page. And so these are open to the public. And so there's a link on this landing page that if you click it, will take you to the Paylease website for CAFS. So if you want to pay your dues, then you're able to do that. And that will open up in a new window. Google Map of the community, and then some photographs, just some general photographs that celebrate Canyon View Estates here. You'll be able to click on and take a look at. And again, this is open to the public, really just so that people can get a sense of who we are as a community. At the top of the toolbar, though, this is where you're going to log in. And so for the first time user, and so that hopefully that's all of you, the first thing that you're going to want to do is create login. And so we'll just click on the create login here, and it's going to open up a window. And this is the form that you'll use. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create an account for my partner, Michael. If my fingers will type. And so we'll just put in first and last name, indicate that he is an owner, and then the house number to identify the unit, and then also select the street, and then the phone number, 312-231-3973. And we'll put the dashes in here for the formatting, and then his email address. And then at this point, you can select your email preference. My recommendation is that you select all. Urgent would be for urgent messages, any messages that we send out through the system to your email address that would be of an urgent nature. So for example, we need to shut the water off unexpectedly tomorrow to repair the irrigation system, or there's a gas leak or something like that. So urgent would be urgent only. And then of course, none is if you would prefer to not receive any messages. But my recommendation would be all. So go ahead and select all, and I anticipate that we won't see a huge increase in the number of messages that will be sent through this system. I think it'll be a similar volume. And then check these boxes here, make my email address available in the resident directory. And this will be a directory that is behind the password wall. And then make my phone number available in the resident directory as well. Now, any of these items here on the screen can be edited at any point, and we are going to then go ahead and create a password. And then the next step here, and you want to be careful and you want to make sure that you click the submit button, just submit login request just once. If you double click it, then what it's going to do is it's going to send 2 requests. And the first request is going to create your account. And then the second request is going to, it's going to trigger that your email that you have just entered is already in use on the system. And it's not going to allow you to set up the account. So click submit, and it's processing requests. Don't hit resubmit. And we wait. And there we go. Your new account has been approved. And so we may now close this to log in. And so the next step is for us to log in. And so we'll use the email address here that I submitted, and I'm going to use Michael's login just simply because I'm set up as an administrator, and so we want to see a user view and not an administrator view. So if I can remember the password now, and we'll log in. And so this then takes you to the main page. That this is really sort of the core of the system here. And you'll see all of the content now that is exclusively for our residents and our neighbors. And so just to orient you a little bit, here on the right side, the right column is referred to as the news board. And this is where you see the latest sort of news and information and what has been either happening or updated or changed in the website. And then on the right, or I'm sorry, on the left, you have the navigation and the file directory, documents and links over here. So the great thing about this particular website is that it is also mobile responsive, meaning that the site is going to change how it's viewed based off of what device you are looking at on, viewing the site on. So I'll go ahead and share now my iPhone. And so you can see here, so you can see here that the website, we've got the same color scheme and everything, and what we're looking at right now is the news board. At the bottom of the mobile device are two buttons here, and this is how you toggle in between the two sections of the website. So when you click the documents and links, you see what was essentially in the column on the left on the website. And so you're able to navigate the whole website that way. And if you then click on news board, then you'll see the news and everything that was posted there. And so it's great that we can easily read and view all of this information on any device that we have. A tablet or your desktop or a Samsung or an Apple device, all of these will display in the same way. Then just another thing over here, hi Michael, that pulls up the profile where you are able to make changes to your directory information and your email preferences as well. You can also pull it up over here at the header in the profile link, or if you want to, when you're done looking at the website, you can log out from the website by pressing log out. To just dive into some of the features that we have here on the website. So the first thing that pops up here is called the news board banner. And so as this is a place where the most important news and information is going to be displayed. So it can be the date of our next community meeting, or in this case, the pool and spa are closed as a result of COVID-19, and we just underscore that it's still being serviced, and we have a link to the document from our pool service provider indicating that they are recommending that the pool be closed. Then the next story that we have here is the update from Vincent about the election process and how we need to update the bylaws, and then we will be hiring NLB Consulting, and the PDF file that Vincent had attached to the email is also linked right there. So all of that information is there. Then we have a nice little feature here where the recently uploaded documents can be listed. Earlier this week, Gary Diamond also sent out the change in insurance and that information. So the letter explaining that is here, as well as the certificate, the new certificate of insurance. And then we've got just a general news update, a news update about our Grand Canyon View Estates tour, and a thank you note with a photo there of the committee. Here is the story about the change in insurance. And then there's also a pet registry, so I'll get into that a little bit later. And then, of course, pay your homeowner dues. This is the link to the pay lease site that CAFS uses. And then if you want to go through an archive of old news stories, you can. We don't have any there yet. Any ideas for content, you can click that and a form will come up automatically populate and notify us of your suggestions. So let's go back up and let's take a look at the navigation column, and I'll walk you through these features here. So up in the corner here is Community Association Financial Services, CAFS. That's the firm that we pay our homeowner dues to, Judith Gonzalez. She is the contact, her email, and then the link to the website and how to pay your dues. So we've made it very easy. One of the purposes as that you'll see begin to unfold is that instead of you having to go through your emails and keep track of all of these different bits of information, you can come here to this website and log in and see everything. So the next item in the navigation then is our documents, all documents here. And these are displayed in alphabetical order, but you can then filter these by category. So anytime we upload something, we assign it to a folder category. And so, for example, meeting minutes. And so we filtered all the meeting minutes, and you can see that I've used a similar naming convention for all of these, where I list the year, the month, and the day of the event. And what that then does is it lists all of this in chronological information. And then after the date, I indicate whether it's a community meeting, and if there is nothing there, then those are the meeting minutes of the board meeting. You also can add another filter here and filter just a year. So if you know that there was an issue that was talked about in 2019, you can easily find the meeting minutes from 2019 without having to go through this long list of file names. Then we get to a community module where we list the board of directors. And so these are each of the individuals on the board with their role and an email so that you can email them directly. I was able to put my headshot in because I had access, but we'll eventually figure out how to get a headshot of all of our other friends. Then calendar. So this is a calendar event. This is the calendar for all calendar events. And so at this point, the only events that we don't have a community meeting or a board meeting on the calendar until we get the update from CAFS on the bylaws. But we have town events. And so I've gone ahead and populated in here the Modernism Week Fall Preview. Ticket sales are going to go on August 1. That's the very next date in this. But we can put events in a number of different categories. And the thinking was that if we could create a category of town events, then for those of us who travel in from out of town, then we can look at this calendar and see when there are major events. But certainly more as we go along, more will be populated. We don't have anything populated here in the committees yet, but this is where we will put the information for the Landscape and Architecture Committee. The recommendation was that we, from the vendor, was that we create one page or one listing for any of the committees with a photograph, that we take a photo of all the committee members. And certainly in today's world with our social distancing, we're going to have to hold on that photo. But as soon as we can get together, then we'll take a photo and we'll upload the Landscape and Architecture Committee. Just a link to Google Maps so that we all know where we're at in beautiful Indian Canyon. And then here is the pet directory. Now, our cat lives in Chicago full time and has yet to visit Palm Springs, but hopefully will become a part-time seasonal resident of Palm Springs at some point. So I've gone ahead and entered our cat here, but the idea is that your dogs, your cats, to put them in here, list them, and so then that way we all get to know our four-legged friends as well. And should any of our four-legged friends get out, then it's easier for us to identify who the four-legged friend belongs to and contact the individual. Next, we have a resident directory. And so these are the individuals. So as you can see right here, Michael Norpel, he's now listed in the directory. So as you go in and you enter your information, then you are added to the resident directory as long as you select those options, which is, my recommendation is yes. And then you are listed here by address. You can also filter by street address. You can edit your information and preferences from this window. So that takes you back to your profile. And if you want to create a printed version of this directory, then you can click the print button and it pulls up and creates a more print-friendly window that you can then print from. So that's our resident directory. Then we have a number of photo albums here. And so some of these photo albums, I went ahead and pushed those to the home page, so they're public. But this photo album, community photos, we've got just a couple photos. We've got dog walkers, a house party, and other things that are going on. The first Grand Canyon View Estates tour in 2016. So those photos have been uploaded, and so we've got a great place to begin to put images of us getting together. Now, this next module here, the concierge model, allows us to link essentially any local services to maybe create an easy bookmark for resources that might be available. So, you know, if we need to link to City Hall, for example, this would be an area where we could link to. Open Table, it opens up in external window to already mapping to Palm Springs, so you can make a dinner reservation if you want to. And then there's another calendar listing here that is only town events. So this will be filtered. So as we create more events, we might want to create different categories of calendars, and so we would see sort of those links here, or we would have the ability to filter through the calendar. And then also utilities, all of our utility services that service Canyon View Estates are here with links to their website and the service that they provide. The next is really sort of a filing cabinet of the official documents that help to keep us organized and keep us informed. So with the financials, you can access these documents through the All Documents folder, but these essentially create a quick link to audits and annual statements. And so this is where you'll see the insurance certificate, the annual policy statement, you know, the year end. Actually, this one here, that annual policy statement was prepared by CAFS. And this was a document that Vincent had emailed out to everybody. But if you ever need to access it, it lives here. The other great feature here is that we can create forms, and at this point we only have a suggestion box form. So if you want to create or if you want to add suggestions, then you can put information in there and it will come to us. Future forms might be an application to start the process for the Landscape and Architecture Review Committee, or the gardener preference form that right now is in a Google Doc. We might want to put that information in here. Then in the maintenance module, this is just simply where the letter from our pool service provider goes. Neighborhood Watch, we have a number of links here to a PDF on burglary prevention, home security checklist, a link to the National Crime Prevention Council. And then we also have a link to Nextdoor, because I know many people in our community are members of the Nextdoor community, and it's a communication platform for the larger neighborhood. It's essentially a larger neighborhood hub for Indian Canyons, which consists of several different HOAs and associations. Then the final section here is rules, policies, and legal information. So here we've got a PDF file, a print-friendly PDF file of our pool and spa courtesy rules. So that's easy for you to download and provide to your renters if you want. Board meeting agendas and community meeting agendas will go in there. Governing documents, when we get the fresh bylaws, we'll add that information there. And of course, meeting minutes, also then a short link to just the meeting minutes. So that is a quick guide to our new website. And I think we are all pretty excited about the website. And as you can see, that it's not 100% built out at this point, but we can continue to add documents. And the point of having a digital hub like this is that it can be dynamic, and we can add information over time. We can add elements that help celebrate our community. So if you have ideas or suggestions, then this would be the call to action part, where we're hoping to put together a small committee that can collect all the historical information that I know several people in the community have collected, and it exists on your hard drive somewhere, or maybe in a shoebox in your closet. We'd love to be able to put some of that information on there on the website and highlight that. So with that, thank you for taking a few minutes to explore our new website with me. And I hope you and your family and loved ones are all safe and continue to be safe and healthy. And we shall see each other again very soon in Palm Springs, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.